welcome to the B Team Podcast. I am your host, Josh Safran, with my co-host,
Matt Mars,
and our permanent guest,
Rob Nelson.
We're here every week to talk to you about all things Bentonville, bourbon, and business. The B Team Podcast. Be here. Welcome to the B Team Podcast. I'm your host, Josh Safran, with my permanent alternate
guest, somewhat, Jim Corbett.
And if I looked across at my co-host Matt, now Matt does not look like Stu, like muscle, this is like a good-looking guy across the way, like Will. And then normally Matt sits there.
Clearly someone who's been following my lifting regimen.
I mean, there's no doubt. I mean, he could probably bench press about the same as you.
Yeah. I mean, we'll arm wrestle before the end of the podcast.
Yeah, sounds good.
I got a few bucks to put on myself. I feel very confident.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that good at it.
But normally I look across at Matt, and I'm, looking at this guy that's not chiseled and jacked and in good shape.
Brody paper towel shirt on, a trucker cap, some sort.
Yes. So I'm much happier looking across at you.
I appreciate that.
Yes. And we're here every Thursday for all things Bentonville business and bourbon. And before we introduce Stu, and I'm excited to eat the food, Jim, we have a JS Bull Reserve.
Talk to me about JS Bull Reserve. What am I looking at?
So JS Bull,
different and fantastic.
Was on the podcast 2 weeks ago. He does a bourbon club, and this is a store pick from Nashville Barrel. It just came out October 25th. 24th, right?
Yep.
Now, it was 130
some odd
30 lot proof.
Fantastic. Thank God we have a car service bringing us home.
That's a spicy.
We'd offer you, I know you said you don't drink.
No, I appreciate it, though.
All right, I want to try this, Jim.
Yeah.
Creme brulee, a little stone fruit.
And in all honesty, we're going to have a lot of good things put in our body. We got to kind of balance it with some bad right out of the gate.
All about equality.
That's right. It's a balance.
Wow.
That smells fantastic, actually. Well, that's this Nashville barrel. I get to take this one home, right?
Absolutely not. You're going to fire the club.
Wow, that's definitely got a lot of spice to it.
A lot of spice.
A lot of spice and heat, but it's good.
I'll put a drop of water, as Russ would tell us.
Russ Kempton would tell us, bring out the stone fruit.
No dropper. Normally you have a dropper.
Yeah, the nice stainless steel.
See, watch this, Josh. This is
Look at that.
Pro tip.
There you go. Pro tip is right. See, now I just put a drop in.
I was always fascinated to watch it dance in the glass whenever you put it in there because you could see it work its way through.
That's good with the water. That took a lot of the heat out, and the taste now just...
It still retains the smell is great.
I always felt like it opened it up more. Just really
Nashville
with the floral parts of things.
Nashville Barrel JS Bull Reserve.
Shout out to JS.
Straight.
Isn't it better with the water? It's tasty.
It's really good.
At 134 proof, it needs a little bit of...
Tell you what, I feel like I've given myself a good base to start talking about our podcast topic for the day.
Yes. Now I met Stu through this networking alliance with Queenie B very quickly. I can't believe how much she's blown up in such a short period of time.
Unbelievable. Just absolute congratulations on that for her.
It's incredible. 5 weeks, 6 weeks, and the amount of... She told us my post on the podcast had like 20,000 views in 4 days.
That's what she was saying about mine too. It's like, I still go back to it. It's like 300 likes or something like that in like a very closed group. I mean, it's public, but like it's new groups. That's wild. It's like the interaction in that group is just all off the charts.
Yes.
Josh and I were talking about it. It's like, we're older gentlemen, but we're used to, hey, networking means, you meet a few people. The level of acceleration you can get on these online things is just unbelievable.
What, did you go to her event she had on Tuesday?
I didn't.
Oh, I did.
It's shoulder to yeah. Like I was just like, I got this. No way. This is brand new. There's no way this is gonna be awesome. Shoulder to shoulder, packed out Top
It was just the one at Top Golf.
Yeah, like I had to like go out there and like it was wild. It was so humbling for me because I didn't quite realize how many people have actually like had my food. I mean, we sold like 800,000 meals a year, but like it really just is kind of mind blowing because I couldn't go 5 seconds everywhere I turned to like, oh, I'm gonna go get a breath. Somebody else is right there. Let's talk. Let's meet. I can blah blah blah. It was super friendly, no pressure.
800,000 meals a year was actually my meal plan in college. Josh, I don't know if yours is similar. That's exactly. I mean, I paid a little extra, but that was my meal plan in college. It was great.
Well, but joking aside, you and Corey and Rob, everybody's lost a lot of weight and a lot healthier. And yes, we've moved to better eating, and hence I want to introduce us to Stu's Clean Cooking. Now, I didn't realize you've been around since 2016, and I've seen and heard the name, but first of all, where do we find you? Are you in grocery stores? You have your own
I have my
place?
own brick and mortar. So it's a weird thing. I love the gray areas of things. Like, so to start out, this is like a really funny, when you can't sell food out of your house. And so when I was very first started, legally, no, you can't. There's like homesteading, you can do like cakes and stuff. But like when it comes to like meats, you have to be health inspected. Absolutely.
That makes sense.
Girl Scouts in my neighborhood who have a lot to answer for.
Right? 100%. But like, you think about people with pets and stuff like that, you don't want them handling all that. You want to be a clean, designated space. Well, I had started losing, I lost 100 pounds. That's how really all this.
Good for you.
Appreciate it. Congratulations to you guys as well. And my friends looked at me and they go, guys, how did you do this? Like, you don't look like you're on drugs. And I was like, we've been working out with you. You don't work out any harder than we do. And I was like, I just eat this food. And they're like, can I have some? And so I was like, sure.
And you were making it at home for yourself in your kitchen?
Yeah, it was way different. You know, when you cook it for yourself, you know, you have like glass containers or Tupperware jars or whatever it is. And that's how the packaging was. But it comes down to, we have 3 food groups. The government wants to convince you there's 4, but dairy comes from a cow. That's meat. So then we have 3 food groups.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so then if you just think about it, you put a little bit of each food group in a meal. You know, you have meat, veggie, carb, unprocessed, you know, God's food without ingredients. And you just eat that 3-4 times a day. Your body knows what to do with it.
So the processed food is the problem.
Yeah. Processed food is the real issue. You know, the less you do, the more your body knows what to do with it. The more that is done to it, your body's like, I don't know. Or it's actually like designed now. It's more designer foods to hit all of the key taste buds that make you addicted to it. You know, really what we're doing with the problem is mostly food addiction. You know, sugar is so addictive. And so when your body gets all these things into it, it will spike your insulin. And then your insulin goes, well, I'm just going to store this for winter. But essentially the problem is we never have winter. We have grocery stores. We don't ever have to go through a time where we don't have food. And so we just keep packing it on. And when you start eating real food, that unlocks the key of, we're going to reduce the inflammation. We're going to reduce this, because essentially that's what weight gain is. It's just inflammation. You know, your fat cells, they don't get more of them. They just get bigger.
I'm going to have a ton of questions for you, because this to me is a fascinating topic. And I'm curious because you say you started in 2016.
Yeah.
So pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, and I might be. Since COVID, I really do feel like this whole better for me, understanding ingredients, people wanting to be healthier, people not necessarily trusting guidance from whether it be a Food and Drug Administration or from all like just people questioning and people wanting to make decisions that will put them in a healthier spot.
Post-COVID.
God forbid we have these things that come after us. How can I make my body naturally healthier to fight off these issues that come up, or frankly, take off pounds and be healthier? Because it does feel like companies are out to, sell you food, and if they can get you addicted to food, they're going to do it by any means necessary in a lot of cases. Talk to me a little bit about that.
So, yes, and especially in the last year, like I would say, so this year is where I can really see that awakening that you're talking about, of people are becoming interested in truly becoming healthy on the inside and out. You know, there's always been the quick fixes. Everybody wants to go, the fad diets of, South Beach, or I'm going to do the all peanut butter diet or whatever it is. Yeah. But essentially when they started hitting on keto a couple of years ago, that's the real deal. But that's still, it's human nature. Everybody wants to shortcut stuff, and so they go to the keto candy bars, the keto, they started slapping keto on everything, and the corporations figured that out. But the real thing that they're talking about is ketones in your body. That's we have 2 things in our body, that one that puts things in fat and one that takes them out. Insulin puts everything in fat. Ketones takes it out of fat. And so you can't have both at the same time and both of them working. So you have to stabilize your insulin levels in order for ketones to work. And that's essentially where the high fat, low carb diets come in. But it's hard to do that because our world is so just jacked.
Did you learn this stuff yourself? You self-taught?
Yeah. Well, YouTube University and, experimentation on myself, but that was
like, really, you don't have a background in diet as a dietitian or anything like that?
Like, so that's the thing. I mean, So my history is I'm from New York. I heard you
Love
say-
that.
Shout
Let's
out.
go.
Yeah, let's go. What
Yeah.
part?
Where about New York?
Poughkeepsie, Fishkill area.
Okay, what we would call on Long Island, upstate New
Way
York.
upstate.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Sure.
It's the last stop on Metro North.
Went to school in Albany, so
Okay.
actually that is upstate.
Way up north.
Yeah, that's much more upstate than Poughkeepsie.
And so I did go there, and like the traditional American family, my parents split up, and so I spent a lot of time in Connecticut as well, Mystic area, right down by the shore.
Yeah.
And I
Shout out to Foxwoods Casino.
definitely lost a few bucks there.
We definitely are going to have people going scratching their heads like, I don't understand this upstate thing.
Foxwoods? What are you talking about? I-95. And so New York, it's so expensive out there. You can't get a foothold to start on it.
Criminal.
It's awful. It's so cold. Everybody's angry. Like, it's just like, and so I was like, I got to go. And so I joined the Army. And
Thank you for your service.
you guys are worth it. Everybody's worth it. That's the part of it that everybody needs to realize is like, we don't join the Army for ourselves. We have a calling to do something more. And it has nothing to do, it's because we love our country. It's not about, oh, I got to do this, or I'm doing this for you. It's you're worth it. We're all worth it. So the people that are called to join the Army, amen. The people that aren't, okay, that's cool. That's what makes the world go round. But I joined the Army. I was a medic. I did a tour to Iraq in end of 2006 to the beginning of 2008. That was a little spicy. It was, good times. The convoy escorts. Came home and then proceeded to find the bottom of every single bottle I could find. And if you do that and you mix it with Chinese food, you tend to get fat.
Yeah.
I got real fat. I was about 310 pounds, miserable. I think I was on 8 or 9 pills from the VA. It's just like, oh yeah, take this. And thank God I'd filed for disability, and a physical therapist and downstairs here in the Fayetteville VA, she looks at me, she goes, you're 32 years old. Go pick up some freaking weights. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
All right. That's different. You're right. And I was like, all right. So I did. And
So you must have been in great shape in the military, right? I mean,
at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then you kind of go through and they just force feed you to eat crap all the time, and then drinking and all that. But at the very beginning, I did. I was in fantastic shape, running all the time, doing push-ups and like crazy. And but I went to the VA, and she said, go pick up some weights. And so I went and joined a CrossFit in 2014. And who turned out to be one of my very best friends. His name's Nick Tucker. I was lifting weights with him and get really strong. I mean, 500 plus pound deadlifts, squatting almost 500 pounds.
I know the life.
Yeah. But I looked like Eddie Hall, like, big barrel belly,
Sure.
Huge neck. I didn't, if you can lift that much, you want to be able to show that you don't want to just look like you're just fat. And so at that point I was like, it's got to be something in the food. And so then I started doing all the diets, the South Beach diets. I even went vegan for a while.
Yeah.
It works. All of these things work because they're all about non-processed foods. But I just found like when I went vegan, I was missing something. There's nothing wrong with it if that's your choice and the lifestyle and all that, but because you're eating healthy. But for me personally, I needed more protein. I needed more energy. I was lacking, and all my lifts went down. I was shrinking, which was kind of the goal, but I wasn't feeling great. And then I kind of just stumbled on, you got to eat real food, and a lot of real food. And so that's what it came down to. A lot of basically what I was eating though was pretty close to the number 20, which is, we call it the smoke. It's brisket with like carrots and veggies like broccoli and different stuff like that, and some pasta in there.
Free to try these?
Yeah, absolutely. Please dive in.
And again, so similar to what you're saying. So I want to say 18 years ago, I went into the Atkins diet.
Yeah.
8 years ago, I went keto. So I mean, and the thing is, when you're doing that stuff, it works.
Yeah.
The stuff comes off. The minute you stop, it comes back if you don't develop different habits.
And that's kind of the joke I say, the most effective diet you can follow, or the most effective diet out there is the one you follow. Mm-hmm. And that's part of what it is our joke of, we have two things on our menu. We have healthy and we have kind of healthy. because a lot of it's portion control. That's actually really not that small of a meal right there.
I was going to ask you. So
That's a full meal for one person.
It's a size. I mean, I could see myself eating that up for lunch.
But you go to you go to a restaurant, and that's not the portion you're getting. You're getting 2x that.
Yeah, they're filling the plate up, but they're also charging you twice that because that's $8.99.
That's what this costs. $8.99.
$8.99.
It was pretty good.
And then
And I'm hungry.
yeah, and it has all the macros around the label.
Great.
All the stuff you need, your protein.
I also
fats.
love the "Don't give up." Everyone looks like they have a little slogan.
They do. There's a
Don't give up, Jim.
I was struggling with a lot of mental health stuff.
Jimmy V.
Yeah. A lot of mental health stuff too at the time. When you're fat, you're overweight, you're struggling with all sorts of life problems. You feel alone, and so that was part of it. And I also had an employee that got tired and took her life in 2019.
Sorry.
Well, I'm very sorry too, but in a way, it sparked something within my company that I didn't realize because I have a voice. We have 42,000 followers on Facebook. We reach 500,000 people a month. So we make it a point every Sunday to put out a positive promotional post. We put on our meals. We have shirts that say F suicide on them, with the list, and it says we care on the back, or maybe you've seen the You Matter signs that people put on the streets.
Sure.
We print them. That's where you get them as men.
Wow.
And so we keep them in stores for anybody that wants to get them. And so just that kind of encouragement, we found out that it's people want to support that. And it's not why we do it, but it was just reaffirming that when we do nice things, people want to be involved with companies like that. And then you just give them food like that, and then it's a wrap.
So where's home base for clean cooking?
So we're out of the River Valley. I started in Van Buren. That's where my offices are. We're kind of spread out. Like it's I kind of call it just an active dumpster fire. Because it's small business, man. It always is.
Oh, yeah.
And so I started in my house in Van Buren. And since I couldn't sell food from my house.
And this was 2016.
2016.
Okay.
I like to work the gray areas, like I said. So I sold parking.
Very smart.
And then you got free lunch when you parked in my house.
Very smart.
And I think since then they've changed the rules, and you can't do that anymore.
It's called the stew rule.
Yeah, the stew rule. But the health department knew what I was doing and laughed. And I mean, they're like, you can't do this, man. But I can't do anything about it. And so, but immediately after, I bought a food truck, and so I started doing it out of a food truck, and then eventually, pretty quickly, I had a really bad day at work, and I quit and just started doing this full time. But I was being a mechanic the whole time, and that was I have a college degree in it, and that was
Good for you.
kind of what I was doing. And so then we went to a food truck, and it just kind of started snowballing after that. We would almost quadruple every year. So when you start from nothing, 4 times nothing is still nothing.
Yeah, right.
We went to doing. We did like $2,500 our first month, and it's pretty incredible. And then,
So what was in the first thing?
That was the smoke. That was the brisket with pasta and veggies.
Okay. And what are we trying now?
This is our brisket mac.
Brisket mac. That sounds wonderful.
Yeah, and so make sure you stir it up, get some of that cheese sauce in there.
Okay.
But this is our showstopper right now.
Also $8.99.
Yep. Also $8.99.
That's really good.
So we're like I said, I'm a mechanic. I'm not real smart. We do it. Brisket is $8.99. Pork is $7.99. Chicken is $6.99. We sell all the meats by the half pound. We even do ribs. So we have whole racks of ribs for $24.99. But we call them.
You tell me this is healthy?
That's a kind of healthy one.
Okay. All right. I feel better.
That's a kind of healthy one.
It's really good.
Yeah, and so.
I'm gonna have another bite or two.
But the most important thing is it's portion control. You're not going to get out of control. If it's 500-600 calories. So you're not going to blow your entire day, but you can still have flavor and it can still be enjoyable. So as long as there's still a math game involved with dieting. So as long as you're not overeating, essentially, you're not going to gain a lot of weight. But you're not helping yourself by not having all the proper nutrients. Now this is the bomb. This
looks healthy.
This is a healthy one.
Okay.
And it's fantastic, and it's probably
Quinoa?
Yep. So it's a red and black brown rice in there. It has quinoa, it has black barley, and it has some kale. And then we just cover it with our brisket, and it has a little salt, pepper on it. And that's probably my favorite meal.
Delicious. That's really good.
Really good.
And all of these were frozen. And you saw me microwave them in the little microwave over there.
Wow, that's really good.
Yeah, it's
Delicious.
And so all of it kind of, a part of it is that we've sourced all our veggies from the right place, so they're the right size. You're not going to get a huge chunk of broccoli that doesn't cook at the same rate as our brisket. We know our brisket slice size, so that, you know, it's not going to give you this, you know, crazy bit. We trim it right on the front side of it, so that it's not, you don't get these huge fatty parts or, you know, any of that stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, we have the right equipment to cook it right. And so my brisket.
And are you the cook?
So I come up with all the recipes, and I originally was for the first 2 years, but I've been training guys ever since to do it. Now, this is the pork carnitas. This is a keto meal. It's basically like a provolone and mozzarella cheese with a green salsa verde and our pulled pork.
Kind of healthy or healthy?
That's healthy. That's a keto meal.
That's incredible. I mean, they've all been incredible so far.
Yeah. And so that one right there, that makes three perfect street tacos. Like you get like a little corn tortilla in there, something like that, put that right in it, or you can do a little like roll up and like
Great flavor.
Yeah. And so that's the joke of it is the pork is unseasoned. We just brine it, you know.
That's incredible.
But we use quality everything. Yeah. We use quality everything. So like I go and I cut the wood myself. I split the wood myself. We have certain sizes. All our smokers are custom built for us. We all use 10 rack rotisseries. You know, so my brisket smoker does 40 brisket at once. My pork smokers do 60 butts at once.
Take a break. I don't want to fill up.
There's very good. There's money. You still got desserts and snacks and all that.
How many things are on your menu?
20.
20 things.
Yep.
Question for you.
Yeah.
How much of your background as a mechanic
Yep.
helped you in designing this? And why I ask that is, like, you know, you think of cars, and if you change the oil and you take care of it and you put good gas in it, it'll run a lot longer. And if you have to see a mechanic because you didn't take care of it and you got to and you're fixing it versus taking care of it, like, how much do you credit the background as a mechanic in terms of what you're doing today with the foods?
Well, so that's a fantastic question. Nutritionally,
Fantastic question.
yeah.
Why you're a permanent alternate.
Yeah. Nutritionally, it has some to do in that of eating real food, but it's about convenience. But it's cooled down a little bit. Turned a little bit. But mostly my mechanic background helped me with the maintenance side of everything and building everything. So if you go to one of our stores, I built the whole thing. Like, we build our counters, we build our signs, we build everything in store because millwork is stupid expensive. You know.
Oh, I know.
It is ridiculous. And contractors, while they're very, very good at their jobs, they're also very, very proud of their paychecks. You know, and as they should be. You know, it's a great trade to have. But if you got it yourself, you might as well do it. And so I have CNC plasma cutters, welders, all I have a full fab shop. And so being a mechanic in that side of when something broke, like my smoker broke or something like that, or understanding the science, like, of how an engine works. That was really the cooking side of it, is where my mechanics background came in, understanding thermodynamics and the flow of smoke and fire and all this, because I have never cooked in a kitchen that wasn't mine. I was zero training in any of it. And so it was really figure this out as we go. And I also hadn't smoked any meat before. I'd never smoked meat before I started the company. It was a desperation creates opportunity kind of thing. I had a little electric Weber smoker that somebody gave me for a wedding present. And I was like, I can't, because when we all started, it was all grilled meats. You know, I had a grill in the backyard. I had a Blackstone flat top thing. Yeah, that's why I was doing every Sunday. Was up, you know, doing all this stuff. And I was like, I'm just going to kill me. You know, I can't make it work anymore. So I had to figure out how to cook more meat, and I had a smoker. I was like, I'll just throw it in the smoker. Smart. I can do this. And then started refining the recipes and figuring out about yields and the science side of it. Now, the weight loss side of me is what really taught me the most about the food, of, understanding, having a strong medical background. I when I got home from Iraq, they're like, yeah, go back to college. I was like, cool, I was medic, I'll go be a nurse. And so I went to nursing school, essentially. I did the first 2 years, all the way up to clinical. So I have all the science backgrounds, all the math backgrounds, all the biology backgrounds and all that stuff. So I really understood the anatomy and how our bodies worked with nutrition and stuff like that. And so that was the food side of it, is understanding what, and then implementing it on myself and seeing where I was losing 1 to 2 pounds a day sometimes. If you're strict enough, you really can do it. It's not fun and you're miserable, but
it's discipline, no doubt.
Yeah, it's a lot of discipline. And but that was what the military really taught me, is you're not going to beat me. And you can do anything, but you're not going to outwork me.
Where are your brick and mortar stores now? Where do you live?
So we have up here in Northwest Arkansas, we're on Southeast 28th Street, like right by One Eye Jack's Whiskey Bar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right there.
I know exactly where that is.
Yeah, so the old DMV.
Yeah.
That's my store right there. We have 2 in Fayetteville, one across over in Joyce and Paradise Plaza. It's on the corner. The way I like to describe it is where the people used to protest Planned Parenthood. The corner out there.
Okay.
And then we just built one last year in between Walmart and Lowe's on MLK in Fayetteville, right in the same plaza as the Goodwill.
And it's not a sit-down restaurant.
No.
Okay, I just pick up my stuff and take it and go and heat it up at home.
Or we have a microwave there, but I can't, by my health license, I can't sell you hot food. So that's kind of why we're able to keep it cheap, is because I don't have a kitchen in each location.
Okay.
I'm basically on a Dollar General health license.
Interesting.
I can sell you frozen food on a different health license than selling you hot food. And so that's what I do, is I have one fully fledged health license that is my super kitchen that we have down at Fort Smith. It's incredible.
So do people come in for lunch and you heat it up? What percentage average is I'm going to come in, I'm going to grab 8 meals, bring it home, keep it in my freezer, and then cook for myself? What's the ratio there?
I'd say about 10% people heat it up. Most people, our average ticket is 12 meals, because that's where that's where our price points change. So when you buy 12 meals, you save $12. And so on a $6 meal, that's a big percentage.
Yeah,
it's like 17% is what our meal plan discount is. And so that's where everybody's like, oh, I could see the value of that, because even right now we're running our chicken meal plan. So the chicken bacon Swiss, that's
good, by the way.
A $6.99. It's like 64 grams of protein in there. It's all protein. That with, I think we have 5 other chicken meals that go into that. $64.99. I don't know exactly what it equals, but it's in $5 range of per meal. You can't get that anywhere, not for this quality, and you take it with you.
Well, that's what I was going to say. So first time eating it, I've seen it, driven past it, heard it. But when I go out to lunch, you go out to lunch, this is going to sound terrible, but I'll go through the fast food place. Yes. I'll run into a neighborhood market and grab something quick and heat up. And it's costing me $10, $12, $15, $18, $20.
You go through Chick-fil-A drive-through, it's $15.
And it's not healthy at all. And then it's like, but this makes a ton of sense. I'll grab a week's worth, bring it to the freezer at work, and then go heat it up. Well, why would I not do that?
And keep it for your guys there.
Yeah.
It becomes an employee, tick for. We have a great company out in Salem. I'm not going to mention my name because I don't know if I'm allowed to.
You can.
But they buy like 50 cases a week for their drivers.
That's great.
Yeah, it's a trucking company, so they make a deal with their drivers with
50 cases a week.
50 cases a week. So it's like an entire store out there, and we just bring it to them.
And do you deliver it all? Like if I wanted to order this and put it on a subscription, get 7 meals a week delivered to my house on a Friday.
Yeah, well, you can. You have to do it every time. Like we don't do subscription because inevitably somebody will forget, or something will get left on the doorstep and it'll go bad, and people will be upset.
Okay.
So we want to do it as is, no memberships, no needed to pre-order, but you can. We do have a delivery service through DoorDash.
Okay. You
can go to our website, and when it just says pick up location, you can toggle over to delivery, and it can be delivered. It's like $6 for a delivery or something like that. And you have to be within a certain range of one of the stores. But it will tell you all that, and you can see if it's available, and it will deliver it to you. But we just recommend, we have an app you can just go on and order, just pick up on your way home. Most people drive by or pretty close to it. That's why we have so many locations. Is they just grab it, bring it home, stick it in your freezer.
Would you say your core customer is more the person who wants to lose weight or more the person who wants to eat right / bulk up? And I ask that because my son Max is very much into going to the gym, very disciplined, much more disciplined than me. I wish I could do it.
Yeah.
But he would I find him saying more and more to me, and I give him credit. Like we'll order a couple of pizzas, and I'll say, Max, do you want a slice of pizza? He's like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
But he'll make himself chicken. He'll make himself rice. He's focused on what he's putting in because he's working out at the gym and he wants to. What's the cross section of your customers?
So I would say 75% of our customers are women.
Really?
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
I'm shocked.
I'm shocked by that.
Yeah, it's and demographically wise, it's 25 to 55-year-old women, most of the time single or a mother that doesn't want to eat the same food as their kids. You know, like they're trying to be healthy, they're trying to lose the weight, you know, they're trying to do that. But that's our entrance into the house. But the other thing is they're the ones that go grocery shopping. So we become part of, you know, and I don't mean that to be sexist towards anybody, but my wife, I don't go grocery shopping. She gets it all.
But this would be like Corey shopping for Max.
Yeah. And so
sure.
I can't tell you accurately who's eating our food, but I could tell you that we're selling 950 of those brisket Macs a week. Like, and so, you know, whoever eats it likes that style. And so our kind of healthy meals are definitely our most popular, which tells me that probably men are eating it because men usually are a little bit less on the healthy side.
But I like the kind of healthy because you're not making me believe, hey, this is great for me.
Yeah.
But it's not horrible like the other stuff that you get processed somewhere else.
Processed stuff, sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's still
Is your
pasta.
menu based kind of healthy and healthy? Do you have them bucketed that way?
Yep. So you'll see that the green ones are healthy. The blue ones are kind of healthy. You know, we have it broken down that way. And we also have all of our like allergens marked. So if it has gluten, it has a red asterisk on it.
So you have gluten-free options.
Yeah. Well, actually, most of our options are gluten-free.
Wow.
Mainly because I'm gluten sensitive to it. I'm not celiac or anything like that.
My daughter is type 1 diabetic and celiac.
Yeah, and so that can be devastating.
Sure.
Can't eat anywhere. You know, you can't do anything. You have to cook your own food.
I'm going to definitely tell her about your website.
Yeah, and so we have it clearly marked, and we've also gone as far as I know there's a large alpha gal population out there too.
My daughter
all of our smokers are individual proteins. So our chicken smoker only does protein, our poultry. Our pork smoker only does pork.
That's great.
Our brisket smoker only does that. Well, it's multifaceted in the sense that we become safe because we're not doing cross contamination.
Very smart.
With that, but for religious preferences in the same sense, or but then we can truly dial in the cook. So we know exactly what goes into this smoker and what this smoker does with this much meat. So that it becomes so replicable that you get the exact same thing every time. If we're having to change the temperature and the dials on everything every time, chances of us screwing something up go way through the roof. And I mean, it not that it doesn't happen, but it doesn't happen very often.
So you talk about dialing in.
Yeah.
Is there guidance on your website, or is there a person you can talk to? Like I could picture, hey, if I want to work out and build muscle, I might want a certain type of food. If I want to lose weight, I might want a certain type of food. If I'm on one of those semaglutide shots and I'm losing weight, but I want to make sure I have protein intake, like that might be a different meal. Like, is there guidance to
we get
zero
messages,
in?
and so that's where I come in.
Okay.
A lot is like if you're messaging our Facebook or our Instagram, you're gonna, we have our generic responses that we send out because we get a lot, but I have people that monitor it, and so any nutritional questions get kicked directly to me. And so if you are getting anything from, now I'm not a licensed trainer, I'm not licensed at anything, but I can absolutely direct people on where to go, or how, let's say they have bariatric surgery, and they're being very particular because their doctors recommend 4 ounces of meat plus a half cup of this and a half cup of that. Well, we do 3 ounces of meat, and so it becomes a little complicated. So what I recommend people do is they split the meal and they buy a half pound of chicken to go with it. Then you add 2 ounces of chicken to each meal, and so each meal becomes 2. And so then that in itself falls into the metabolic research criterias, that falls into the bariatric criterias, and then we are very careful about our macros. And so we have our basic label on our meals of, it says the fat, the calories, the sodium, all this stuff. But then we have the full everything broke down available on our websites, and even farther than that in binders in our stores.
And I think if you, on your website, if you're proactively saying, hey, if you're on semaglutide right now and you're looking to you should look at meal 7, 9, and 12. If you're celiac, you should look at meal 11, 6, and 4. I think you can because people are more focused on the results of what can I eat versus the understanding the macros in a lot of cases. So I think the easier you make that for a customer.
Well, and that's we have our meal plans broken down into that.
I love it.
And so we have our keto meal plans, which is all our keto meals. We have our low fat meal plans that are broken down to that. We have the we call it the fun times meal plan, where it's just the kind of healthy meals, but a lot of times when you're ordering for like a household, they want variety. They don't want to get the same thing. So we have the I Want It All meal plan, which is the entire 20 meals. So that and a lot of people just stick it all in the freezer and scrap.
Yeah.
Whatever one, it doesn't matter.
So what does that cost? The Ultra, if you want.
So I Want It All, I believe it's $159, but it's all 20 meals, plus the rack of ribs, plus all of our snack bites.
$159
for 20 meals
ish.
Yeah.
I mean, if we go to Ruth Chris for dinner,
$7-8 a meal. I mean, so
it's
like
cheap.
I said,
You save like $28, I think, is what our.
To me, I think of my daughter and her dietary restrictions. I think of my son Max and his working out and really caring about
something for everybody.
And I think about my wife who's got food allergies and different things. Like, I just feel like there's so much to offer. Like, what's the website?
It's cleancooking.com, but it's CLEANCOOKIN.com, because it's Arkansas. We don't know how to spell it. So we put a G on everything. But that's kind of the joke. Or Facebook is Stu's Clean Cooking. We're also on Instagram. I believe we have a TikTok and an X or something like that.
So business is good.
Oh yeah, we're up 13 or 14% net this year.
Well, between Queen and Bee and being on this podcast, I mean, you're about to go 140%. It's gonna be fantastic.
Right? It's gonna be fantastic.
You may not be able to have enough supply for all the demand.
Let me ask you a question.
Well, I hope so.
Let me ask you a question around that.
Yeah.
Because I see when I go into even a Walmart, more and more it's about grab and go. It's about convenience. It's about Tupperwares in the front of the store where you can grab it with a drink and you're in and out.
Yes, sir.
Is there a scalability option down the road where, hey, you know what, if Harps or if this place or if that place wants to put us in, we have the capacity to do that?
So we do. We're working on it right now. We don't have a USDA license.
Okay.
And so that becomes our problem, is like a lot of these big companies have made it, they implement things on themselves, and the processes they have, there's HACCP plans is what it's called. It's basically it's not, the USDA is not a top-down rule. You basically prove that it's safe, and you have to have every critical control point documented, labeled, but we don't have the capacity to have extra people on staff right now to simply do paperwork.
Sure.
And simply do the inspections and we don't have the lab analysis stuff. And so we're a restaurant. And so that's how we've decided to go, but it also keeps it much more affordable so that we can keep our meals at $6.99.
But it's frustrating because it really serves in a lot of cases as a barrier to entry.
Absolutely.
For people who are just doing clean and simple and easy, but they add complication and all of a sudden
we
it
don't
becomes
even qualify for food stamps. This doesn't I can't take SNAP. That's the most infuriating thing. Like, this is the food that people need to be eating that's healthy, and I can't qualify for it, but they can go buy a Coke and a Snickers and all that stuff. It's because I don't carry the raw commodities. I don't carry rice and beans and stuff in my store.
This was the perception I had, and I hadn't been in before. So the first thing I'm thinking is it's going to be super expensive, and it's absolutely not. Very affordable. Then I'm like, the food's not going to be great. The food was amazing. Like, for me, this is my commitment.
To heat it up for a microwave.
Yeah.
I would absolutely eat that for lunch.
All of it.
If you had said to me, and again, having bought frozen meals at a Walmart or trying different diet things that I've done in the past, absolutely done it and been miserable eating them. This is great.
But my commitment is, are you open every day? Monday
through Saturday.
Hours?
10 to 6 Monday through Friday, 10 to 4 on Saturdays.
Okay, here's my commitment, and we say this on a podcast. We're going to go here, and most of the time we don't. It's for viewers and clicks, but I'm coming Monday.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy all my lunch next week. I'm going to keep it in my freezer at work because I go out for lunch every day.
Yeah.
but I end up making not the best choices. I don't do the kinda. I do the I'm just driving past Raising Cane's. No offense to Raising Cane's, but I'm eating it on the run. I got sauce all over my
Oh, and on top of that, Josh is notoriously cheap. Yeah. So the fact is, he's going to be $70
saving a lot of money
versus the $15 you're getting from the drive-thru. I'll make the same commitment. I'm going to pick up a few of these for my son Max particularly, but also let Mary Kate and Corey know. What can we get in terms of? Is there a B team podcast? Hey, come in, mention the B team. We'll give you $1.
Well, why don't you mention the B team? We'll throw in a snack bites with your order.
So there you
mention
go.
the B team, your snack bites. Which, by the way, these were good too.
Exclusive B team opportunity for all our rabid listeners.
Yeah,
a free what is this?
A free snack bite.
Snack bite with the purchase of a meal. If you mention the B team podcast.
Yeah, definitely.
I love it.
So yeah,
I love it. That'll be great. Last question I have for you. Do you have, for like the unhealthy eaters, like do you have like healthy chips, or do you have healthy snacks or things that people can pick up, or is it limited to?
It's kind of limited to this. Okay. We do the meats though. That's like for people that like, I don't want all that other stuff with it. We do the brisket by the half pound. We do chicken by the half pound, pork by the half pound. We have 2 different types of chicken with it, but it's all smoked, and everybody is like, oh, that chicken's going to multiply in my mouth. Because you use chicken breast, it usually turns to sawdust in your mouth. Ours doesn't, so because we brine all our own stuff, and we like it to be juicy. We need it to work. My big thing is those racks of ribs, though, the unicorn ribs. I'm a fan of fall off the bone ribs. Like if you, I know they got the KCBB where you bite into it and it shows the teeth marks, and I'm like, it's not me. I want annihilated, fall apart. We call them forking good ribs.
Forking good
ribs, and they're unicorn ribs because they're magically delicious. And so we have the heat and eat ribs for $24.99. It's 400 degrees for 40 minutes. Comes out, they're unsauced. So if you are keto or whatever, you can add whatever sauce you want. But they're super good. They got our own rub on them, and or when they come out screaming hot, you just put sauce on it. They're hot enough they'll glaze themselves.
Now, does the label say gluten free or celiac or anything?
We can't, without the certifications, we can't say it now. How we word it is contains gluten. And so we'll have an asterisk on there that says this contains gluten, because gluten-free is a certification.
So if my daughter was gluten-free and I brought one of these home and it says contains gluten, she can't have it. So if it doesn't say that, she's good.
Yeah, so basically she can't have the spaghetti, which is the number 17, I believe. The
spaghetti.
Yeah. I have a graphic designer.
What about the Stugats?
Yeah. I also have the Stew Special, which is basically the Steven Special at the Mexican restaurants. But we have the brisket mac, we have the smoked 2.0, the Stugatti, and then that number 14. The barley contains barley gluten. But those are the 4 that have gluten. Besides that, they don't.
So if I brought home the chicken
bacon Swiss, absolutely,
my daughter could eat this.
Absolutely.
100%. Sold.
Yep.
Stu, thanks for coming in. Anybody that has not been there, including myself, I will be a customer.
Worth a trip.
It's going to be fantastic.
Definitely worth a trip.
Yes.
Man, thank you guys for
Thank you so much. Really, really good stuff. Thanks for coming in.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
Times.